Today I want to show you what we would use for a push-up progression. This is the women's side. This is how we would go about getting women up to a full push-up. And this is the men's side. This also shows how we would go up to a full push-up for men. Now for the women, it's actually an 8-part process because the women tend to be a little bit lower in upper body strength and men tend to be a little bit stronger. So for the ladies, we're going to start on the knees. For the men, we're going to start in the plank position. And the plank is going to be on the hands. So for the ladies, it'll be hands and knees. For the men, it'll be on the hands and the feet. So there's a five-step process for the men, 5 plus the last 3 for the ladies, so 8 for them. Now over here we have the requirements. So this lets you know when you should move on to the next level. So we're going to start with the ladies' progression. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into a knee plank position. So the main thing that we're going to do here is we're going to make sure that the back is flat and that the hip isn't sticking out, so the butt isn't up. Now what he's going to do from here is he's simply going to push as far as he can into the floor, and he's going to pull the shoulder blades as far forward as he can. Okay? Like this. Okay? So collapse. Bring the shoulder blades together. So this is not what we want. You see that the shoulder blades here, they're actually retracted. So what we're wanting him to do is we're wanting him to push that out. So push that out. So he's going to push the shoulder blades as far as he can apart, and he's going to hold this position. So we're calling this a scap plank. Scap refers to the scapula of the shoulder blades. So when he can hold this for 4 sets of 20 seconds, he's ready to move on to level 2. Now level 2 is going to be what we call the knee scap push-up. So what he's going to do is he's going to bring his shoulder blades together. Bring your shoulder blades together. So he's going to squeeze them as much as he can, keeping the elbows straight. And then he's going to extend and bring them as far forward as he can. So what we're doing is we're bringing the shoulder blades together and then we're separating them as much as possible. Do 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you notice that the elbows don't move, and also we can bring the head up. We can have the person look forward so that we don't get neck movement in this. Third one is going to be a partial push-up on the knee. So once they're able to move this under control, what we're going to do is we're just going to go down into the push-up position for maybe about 1/4 of the movement. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be a knee partial push-up. Once you can do about 3 sets of 10 of those, we're going to move on to a half push-up from the knee. So the shoulder blades are coming together, the shoulder blades are separating. The shoulder blades are coming together, shoulder blades are separating. Now when you can do about 3 sets of 5 of those, we're going to move up to a full push-up from the knee. So shoulder blades come together, and then they're going to protract. So go down, shoulder blades together, good. Push up, shoulder blades out, good. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades out, very good. Okay. So that's the progression for the ladies. Now, for the men, we're going to start with the plank position, and we're going to do what we call scap planks. So he's going to get into a regular plank position on his toes and his hands. And what he's going to do here is he's going to push this out as hard as possible. Push. There we go. So now he's really pulling the shoulder blades apart, and he's pushing the hands out. So he's going to keep this in an active position for about 20 seconds. And then when he's tired, he can rest on his knees and we can do 4 sets of this. But what we're trying to do is, again, we're trying to get movement of the scapula. Okay, so level 2 would be what we're calling scap push-ups. So then from here, we're going to keep the elbows completely straight. And he's going to bring the shoulder blades together and then protract the shoulder blades, pull them apart. Together, apart. Together, apart. Just like that. Now once you can do those for about 3 sets of 10, we're going to move on to partial push-ups. So a partial push-up is about 1/4 of the movement. It corresponds to what the ladies were doing on the knees. So he's going to go about 1/4 of the way down. So shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart. There we go, just like that. Okay, so once he can do about 3 sets of 10 on those, we're going to do what we call half push-ups. So in other words, he's just going to go down lower each time. So you don't have to go all the way down. You're just going as low as you can control, bringing the shoulder blades together and shoulder blades apart. And then finally, the last level would be full range push-ups. So he's going to go all the way down now because he's built up the strength to do the movement. Good. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart. And there we go. Good enough. So we came up with this progression because we found that a lot of people couldn't do push-ups. And we're seeing lots of positions where the people are trying to do push-ups like this, and they're in a very bad position for the push-up. One thing that a lot of people are missing is the fact that they need to put their hands on the ground and they need to screw the hands in. And this gives them lat activation. So he's going to get on his hands and he's going to screw his hands into the ground. Now this is going to cause his muscles to be very tight and he's going to vibrate. So this is a detail that you would need for the plank position. This can also be used for the mountain climbers. So when he does this and then he separates, so pull up, there we go. This is actually a very active position right now. He's screwing the hands in and then he's pushing out. So you're getting a lot of muscle activation just from a regular plank. Okay, rest. If you don't do this position, you tend to be in a very anatomically incorrect position to do the push-up. This takes the lat out of the movement and you're just relying on the front delt and a little bit of the tricep, but there's no way you'll be able to do the push-up progressions from this. You'll simply never advance. You need to screw that in and then stick the shoulder blades out. Now you're in a position to push the body up and down. And you're going to keep the elbows at about a 45-degree angle away from your body. You're going to come down. That's the ideal position.